Okay guys, what is up? It is Helmy here, and I am here for our week 1 battle of the NSTL. We are here against Slyro, Slyro, and his team, as you see here. So I'm going to be going over my team and a little bit of his team before, just like show a little prep that I did for this match. So my team being, of course, Mega. So this is a complete mishap on my part. I did not look in this at all before, but apparently I have Mega Latias instead of Latios, and I messed up on that. It was a huge mishap by me because I clearly wasn't paying attention while reading my draft. Makes sense since I did not been doing some other stuff. So yeah, so my team being Latios, Mega Latias, Infernape, Tyranitar, Tentacruel, Ferrothorn, Sylveon, Rotom Frost, Yanmega, Rhyhorn, Ditto, and Tauros, and his team being the Pittsburgh Pyroars with Aegislash, Mega Altaria, Milotic, Z-Terrakion, Roserade, Raikou, Delphox, Cloyster, and Diggersby. So I prepped mainly for this team. I had Speed Boost Modest Yanmega with Ghostium Z. That did it. It was a max 69% to an Aegislash specially defensive, which in defensive form, which is really good. I thought it was, at least. I had physically defensive Mega Latias. Well, should have been Mega Latias, obviously, with Roost, Calm Mind, Stored Power, and Shadow Ball. Good coverage for his team because, as you see, his only psychic resistance is Pokemon weak to Shadow Ball. I had Choice Band and Infernape with U-Turn, Close Combat, Thunder Punch, and Fire Punch and Gunshot. It's really good for his team, especially if he doesn't bring a Choice Scarf, Diggersby, or Roserade. We have Max Speed, Max Special Defense, or Max HP, Max Speed Tyranitar. Good for the Delphox if it doesn't run Focus Blast, or it is a Z move user, so it could run Grass Z. We also have physically defensive Ferrothorn with Stealth Rocks, Leech Seed. No, not Stealth Rocks. Tyranitar Stealth Rocks with Rock Slide, Pursuit, and Crunch. Ferrothorn is physically defensive with Akaberry with Leech Seed, Spikes, Knockoff, and Gyro. And then Sylveon is Wish, Heal Bell, Quick Attack, and Hyper Voice. So we're going to start off this battle. I led with, so here we'll start off. Dual play. So I lead with Mega Tyranitar, thinking he'll lead with either Roserade, like anything other than Diggersby. I was seriously fine with anything else. Like I was Choppleberry, so I could take any hit from Aegislash, and I could hit it back with a Crunch, and I was made to outspeed, and then so second turn I set up Stealth Rocks, which is really nice versus his team because residual damage is always really nice, especially against his team, which has Pokemon that like to switch out a lot, like Raikou and Diggersby, especially if this thing is Choice Scarf. So I thought it was a good lead for his team, but him leading Diggersby was the worst possible scenario for me. I cannot get him a Stealth Rocks. He has the possibility of Earthquaking and U-Turn, so I clearly don't want to stay in here. So I switch out into Ferrothorn, and he goes for the U-Turn, and he goes out into Roserade. Knowing I take one hit of Hidden Power Fire with the Akaberry, I set up a Spike. Very nice in this scenario. Residual damage because he does not have a Rapid Energy, and I go out into my Latios, and I set up the Calm Mind here as he switches out into Aegislash. This is where the residual damage is huge. So I am max HP with speed investment and special physically defensive, doing 48% there, which is nice, and a special defense trap. He goes for the Shadow Claw and easily knocks me out with a crit. I don't really think the crit mattered, but I go into Yanmega and I can go for a Shadow Ball here and no setback at all. And I really like Yanmega in this matchup because it seriously can just, if it goes in our Putmon and it forces them out, it can easily just win that turn and then win the next turn because I have U-turn on it as well. So I can just U-turn out. And so I have checks for this, being Tyranitar, which is nice. But he goes for the Volt Switch here, and he crits me, kind of unlucky. Knowing I could take a Grass move, I still switch out because I don't want him to get the recovery necessary to knock out anything. I don't want to see if he is choiced in any way, and he is not, which is very good. So I can go out and I bluff that I'm max speed Yanmega, which is actually kind of bad, and I can go for the Air Slash. And then here I can just go for the Ghost DMZ if he wants to go for King Shield or anything like that, which was actually unnecessary because he goes for the Shadow Sneak. Because regular Shadow Ball would not knock him out if he was physically defensive, which he was. So I knock him out and I'm able to get the U-turn off here on anything. But here I don't like how much health my Milotic's at all. Close combat does, I think, 66% max from a choice banded in front of it. He's max physically defensive. So I just go for the Giga Drain here because I want some damage on it. Because my Milotic's a really big problem in this matchup for me. So I go for the Giga Drain, and I luckily he switches out. Kind of unfortunate for him, and I just stay in and kind of win this matchup now. I can go for the Giga Drain here. I actually go for the Air Slash, wishing for the flinch. Just hoping for some hacks, because Giga Drain would have done more damage, but it wouldn't really matter because he goes for the cover, and he is with like the residual healing he has on his team, just from Milotic. He can just heal off, and here I can just stall him out with my Sylveon. So Sylveon's really good in this matchup because she can just do a lot of damage. I wish into Tyranitar here because I want rocks up for anything because they're just really good in this matchup. And also it can take a hit from Roserade and Delphox now with ease. So I take a Scald with these without any special defensive investment, and then I can switch out into Sylveon and go for the Heal Bell, which is very nice. So he's probably going to switch out here as I thought, but I'm not really want to predict anything. He does switch out into Raikou. Not the best play in my opinion, because I do have Quick Attack, because I love running priority with Sylveon, because it's just really nice to have around. So I'm at full HP, burned, and Poison Ivysaurs are I know this isn't gonna knock me out. I'm max specially defensive, so I can go for the Heal Bell and then switch out into Tyranitar, and just very good. Like, I love my team comp right now. And here, if he goes for the Giga Drain, like if he would need to do to knock me out, I can go out into Yanmega and take it, which I do. And so here he switched, or no, it just dies. I forgot. So I can just go out in front of and just go for U-turn. U-turn knocks out it, and along with anything else. So I can go back into Sylveon, and then here I can see if his Delphox is Choice Scarf, because if it's locked in, I Pursuit Trap it. So this is a win-win in any situation, because if it isn't Choice Scarf, Close Combat knocks it out. And so he isn't Choice Scarf, meaning that I knock it out now with Close Combat, because I'm banded, and I just didn't want to miss Gunshot. It wasn't a risk I was willing to take, and he goes into a Melodic, and Sylveon wins this stall, so I can just switch out, and he doesn't get the burn, does 15%, and I live the next one, and I can just go for Wish. He does try to go for Ice Beam, which I think is a very smart play, because Ice Beam would very help him if he did get the freeze, but it doesn't, and I can just now go for Hyper Voices, in which stall win myself the match, because the Hyper Voice eventually just kill, because he doesn't want to stall. But I was up for it, you know, because a win's a win. But I do get the victory, but because I did use Megaladios, instead of Mega Latias, which is completely my fault again. I clearly wasn't reading my team at all. I'm going to be not receiving a 2 victory, which I think this is completely fair. I'm going to be getting a 0-0 victory, so I will have just a win. This is just a win, no good differential in any way. So I think it's very useful. Like, I obviously don't like that I obviously used the wrong mon. I felt that it was kind of shady that like my opponent didn't tell me anything about it. Obviously he didn't know either, because if he did, he would have told me. I'm not like calling him out or anything. I'm just saying that like it obviously is my fault because I'm new to this league, kind of. So, but other than that, it was a good victory with both Infernape and Sylveon getting 2 kills and 0 deaths. But yeah, so next week we are going to be having I gotta see. I think I've already prepped for it. We have the Pittsburgh, another Pittsburgh team. We have Pittsburgh Pyroar coached by Old Man Tup. So that'll be a fun battle, I think. He's got a lot of threats and a really good team, I believe. But other than that, be sure to hit that red subscribe button to make sure you don't miss any content, and just have a good day.